Are you
Yeah?
actually recording?
I'm actually recording. I thought we were recording.
Are we? We are recording. Are you recording?
Yeah, are you recording, Wasted? Because me and Shaq, we just had this like really clear understanding that we've started recording.
Yeah, I'm recording.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm just putting my GoPro on my window as well.
Well,
Oh,
that
man.
seems like a you problem. We're recording.
You know what? In the middle of recording, I'm gonna go mess with this thing.
You have to get on one side. Hey guys, welcome back. Morphologist here, and let me tell you, I'm glad to be back here in the States. I've been gone out of the country for over 40 days, and man, have I missed making videos with the guys. So, first thing, we decided to pull together this weekend when we had time and make kind of like a fun video for us talking about Season 1, sort of revealing some of the background information about what happened, what the filming process was, but also we wanted to open up the idea to you guys for doing more of these, maybe even a live event where we answer your questions and talk again more about behind the scenes. Anyway, that's it. Just wanted to do a quick little personal intro. You'll find the same video on Shaq and Wasted's channel, but I added a few more clips in here, so yeah, watch mine. All right, I'll see you guys. Enjoy.
Like the fawns if you look at me from the front. All right.
Oh yeah.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Captain Shaq here.
And I'm Morphologist.
Yes, you are. And Wasted Space here, folks. What's up?
He almost said wasted space again. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. So today we're doing a special kind of video, a welcome back, I want to say, to Morphologist.
Hi there.
Hey, man.
A literal couch chat, although only one of us is allowed on it, apparently.
Yeah, you don't want to sit like me though.
He's not technically sitting, actually. Let's change views here to basically show what's going on. He's I don't know what you call that. What that is? Some sort of like Zen floating. Yeah.
This is
It's the
Bond
squeeze
Zen.
position.
The point of today's video is to announce some things about the group survival series, and talk a little bit about the group survival, the Space Engineer series. I mean, you guys have been asking about it quite a bit now, and we got some news. So, you know what, Mr. Wasted Space, would you tell the good people what we know so far?
Well, what we know so far is finally the reprobate has returned, and so we can actually get about a bit of plans for the future, and we're going to approach things a bit differently this time, I think. Basically, we're going to make sure that we do a bit of pre-recording in advance, because you guys that have followed the series will know things got a bit hairy at times, and some weeks we had fun like you're seeing with the chair here, where it just, Space Engineers said, nope, not playing ball this week, and we've suddenly got something planned that relies on being in a chair this week, and then this is what you get. So,
And then chairs cease to work.
So that really talks a lot about what we went through this entire first season, doesn't it?
Oh yeah, that season finale. I mean, that would be the thing that sticks out in my mind is the lighting in the last episode.
Yeah, I think maybe we should talk. I think we could be a great point to start on, really, because we really wanted to get. Yeah, we had like this whole great base that we had spent so much time creating. Really, guys, we spent a lot of time on it. And in the end, we really didn't get the effect that we wanted because it was just the lighting was so terrible. You'd have terrain completely black where cubes, like basically anything that you created was like glowing in the dark. It was so terrible. Oh.
just
and
the
that was
idea.
the whole point of that build that we did was to have this cool, like, almost aliens-esque creepy area that we were going to be walking through the tunnels and the corridors, and then we got in there and like everything was either well lit or pitch black with no real lighting effect on it. It was terrible.
We went to the extent, basically I spent a while voxeling out that map because I'm kind of the voxel guy, which is fine. But I spent a while after that trying to solve this even by like building, it had a huge box around it underground, like huge great box encompassing everything underneath, just trying to make the bit a bit darker. And even that really, I mean, it did help a little bit, but even that barely made much effect. And you can just see when you go down there, it's like, why is it daylight underground?
Yeah, we really tried to kind of offset the problem by adding lights in certain areas to make it seem a little bit more believable with the way it was lit. Like the spotlights that we had in that big main like first room that we were in, or actually the room that you fell into, Wasted. Like that was not supposed to be that well lit to begin with, but we really couldn't find any other way to make it look believable. Very
Yeah.
frustrating.
Basically had to do that. Now, to bring it back, we are going to be pre-recording, so hopefully we won't have any of those issues. And there's now I'm just getting back into Space Engineers after kind of a long hiatus since the season break. But there's now, you can tell me a little bit more ways. So there's like a dev build and a stable branch.
I mean, technically, yes. It's yet to be seen exactly how this plays out, because so far we're on the first iteration of Stable Branch, in that they froze the public version at that point and said, right, that's now going to be Stable Branch once we get to the point where we finally update it. But for now, we're just sitting on that version at that point in time. And then we've got the Dev Branch, which is supposedly where all the updates get filtered through and tested. It should work out well for us, because it means we've got this nice, stable platform that's not going to change week on week. We're not going to load it up on a Thursday to record and suddenly you can't sit in a chair, or Ed 209 is exploding violently the second he touches the floor. That definitely happens. Or the crane is randomly
the crane.
incapable of carrying any batteries.
You
Yeah.
spent so much time on that crane, so much time, and you were like, it was working at noon yesterday. I remember those Skype messages. They were rage-filled messages.
Rage-filled messages, including screenshots
Oh
of like,
my.
look, here's the picture of it lifting the battery 12 hours ago, and here's the picture of it as an exploded ruin now.
It was so sad because you were so excited the day before about how well it worked. You were like surprised at how well this thing was operating, and it was patch day, of course. So, blah.
I should have known at that point.
You know what that reminds me of? That drill platform that we had. Oh my god, did that thing cause a ton of problems for us.
It like couldn't decide on the mass that it wanted to be, or when it would fly properly, and it would get to a certain altitude and just be like, you know what, flying, I'm not really digging it. I'm gonna stop now, and it would just fall.
And it
drill
wasn't even
would
anything to do
randomly not
with
even be
power,
there.
was it?
No, it had nothing to do with power. Like we thought it did, and then we were like, you know what? Well, let's just run with that, because there's no rhyme or reason for why this thing is behaving the way it's behaving. But oh man, it was still fun to build it, and the drill itself, I think it was a later patch actually made it way more stable, but it worked pretty well once
In
it was
the end,
locked down.
Yeah, in the end it worked well. But when we needed it to work perfectly, that's when it didn't.
Record
I mean, when we were recording it the first time.
When it's
trying to
falling
move
out
it.
of the sky freely at his own will. Yeah, and that's a good summary of that, which is why next one's going to be better. And that's cool, because it means we can focus on getting the quality better, because I think we've all been pretty blown away by that first season, kind of what it developed into, which is really awesome. You know, no one's going to say we started that season with the intentions of it becoming what it did. I think we all started that with the idea that it would be a fun little side project. And by episode 21, that's not a side project. That's a full-time job you're doing on top of your normal full-time job.
It did kind of blow up. You guys, I made that intro video, that very first 5-minute video, and it was like this. I put a lot of effort into it, but that was just to kind of like have this intro. And what I had pictured when we had discussed the series was like, let's do this series. It'll be fun, survival. We'll have some story in there. And then everybody just ran with it.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's like Wasted would do something really cool, or I would do something really cool, and then Wasted would like, okay, I gotta do this now, and then be like, oh, you know what? Well, he's doing that. I should do this, and it just started escalating. So that point where we got to the end, it was like we were making a full feature film.
But
Oh,
that's
yeah.
what was great about it. It was a great learning experience. Like I pushed myself pretty hard to that series, and I have to admit,
Same.
it's because it did become almost competitive. It's like, no, I want the best video this week.
I
Let's
want
do
the
it.
cool thing
Bring it.
this
I
week.
want to find some way of getting the niche into this. So I'm going to do a 20-hour-long creation to make some silly clouds that come across that really
Oh.
wasn't worth it.
Yeah, that
That's what it was
intro
cool, though.
shot, you're like, I don't know how to do this. And then you spent like a day and a half just learning how to make that scene happen. But it had
Oh yeah, I remember
no
that.
real
But
impact.
you learned a lot
it was
from that.
good,
Like you're moving basically titles for your episodes where they would stay, with the terrain while the camera moves. I mean, that's great. And you sort of through this sort of competitive atmosphere that we had created, we started to develop our own sort of editing techniques. And I think everybody can probably say that each of our episodes are always different. At least the way that we edit them, you can tell who had done it. which was very cool.
It was just a fun experience to push each other like that in something really creative that people were clearly enjoying as well. You know, you do all that stuff, you push a bit harder, and then you get something cool out of it. And now we know a lot more, and it's cool. I mean, it meant that led through to the last episode having like 3D animated little GPS markers in it and so on. You know, why not?
The
It's
more
fun.
skills that we picked up, the more that we could do to tell the story. And the stories got a little bit more complex and a little bit more interesting, I think, as we went. And the nice thing is, since we're getting started on this, we're gonna have a few of these pre-recorded ones, and they should be more stable. We'll be able to do more in this next season. Now, I've talked to you guys. You want to talk about like when the next season's gonna start up? Like when can people start expecting to see the first episode?
I don't know. Do we know that for sure? We know when we're going to start recording, but I mean, I would imagine. Let's throw a ballpark figure that you're going to start seeing the first stuff hitting at the end of August.
Yeah, I think that's safe because what we have planned on doing is basically doing a lot of the work ahead of time, which gives us a little bit more time to polish the episode or go back and add, a scene that we thought was necessary. Basically, just to overall increase the quality so that you can enjoy the experience all the more. I think that's really important, especially because we found ourselves last season, because we were kind of behind and on some weeks, having to stay up extremely late to get something done the day after. And I would have to say that the episode and even the story in some sense suffered a little bit. It could have been better in some areas. I don't think we did a perfect job, but of course, how can we possibly do a perfect job first time around doing something like this?
You guys, if you don't know, keep in mind, we were recording these. Sometimes we'd be working on Friday night. We'd be up all night to get I'd had an 8 a.m. release time frame on the channel for my episode. And yeah, it would be all night episodes, especially those last few. We're almost every time, an all-nighter. So I think we're going to get it down this time so we don't have to do that. We'll have a little bit more time to actually get the episodes out, get them the way we really want them, and then get them out.
Yeah,
I don't want to have to do what happened in the finale again, if
Oh.
I'm honest.
Yeah.
No sleep.
Same. And actually, it caused us a lot of heartache and headaches from having to do it either on a Thursday or Friday because, as you know, patch day is on Thursday. So if something would change, it would totally screw up what we were doing for recording. Like, there was all these problems that we were just... I won't go too much into it. We were just talking about it. But basically, that's kind of where a lot of the problems came from, to be honest.
That same week was the animations got borked. So you kind of
yeah.
see that in the episode. There was quite a few bugs. Yeah, we won't go into the details of it. Pretty boring stuff, but that's why, when you see something really like questionable in the
Oh,
episode, it's
the
probably because
hands?
something was broken. The hands
Oh,
that would
the
shove the
hands.
rifle like up your character's rear, like
God,
he's gonna
help
shoot
me, the
himself in the
hands. Especially at that final episode as well. Like, we all spent hours and hours and hours on that. We were building up to it, and then you get there and you just watch the hand, and you're like, what? I have no words now.
I don't know what to say about this.
So I guess people have got dislocated arms this episode. There we go. Done. Moving on.
Nothing you could do about it.
We recorded that entire last episode twice because of trying to get around some of those issues. So there was an episode that was my episode, and then there was an episode that was Morph's and Shaq's episode that were recorded on two completely different servers because it was the only way to make it work. Fun time. But
Yeah.
the end result of all this is not next season. Next season is done in advance so we can up the quality. The story's going to be better. We have got a good story for you folks. And not only that, but I think it's probably also worth mentioning that, we're also probably going to be looking at a bit more help than the first season round, because the first season, whatever you guys might think, there were a few other people involved that really helped out with stuff like flying potatoes, for example. Potatoes did get flown. You don't do that shit any other way. But most of it was us three, and just us three.
Yeah,
Indeed.
yeah. That was a big issue for us, because we have two AI essentially in our series. And
Nobody flies R5. I mean, he's his own man, really.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, Potatoes is as well. But sometimes Potatoes derps out and really needs like a guiding hand to
What
get
happens when
Potatoes
somebody
to do-
straps a battleship cannon to him?
Hey, it was a good idea at the time. All right, it seemed only like a bad idea.
In no
afterwards, so-
universe or reality is potatoes and battleship cannon a good combination.
Noted.
If it happens again, I do have methods of dealing with.
We have
Oh, boy.
ways of dealing
But the fans like potatoes, so let's not have that happen.
best character on the show. Other than R5.
Yeah, sure. Other than R5.
Other than R5. He's the real star of everything, to be honest. We all know this.
There you go. I guess that gives you a bit of a heads up as to what's coming, like when, and hopefully with better quality, better story, and more goodness for you folks.
One more question that I'm going to ask the audience about if they want to see. So we've been sitting here, we kind of BSing about the series, a lot of the past stuff. I mean, even before we started recording, we were talking about the shenanigans from season 1 and all the things either we learned or the problems we had or just the stupidly hilarious stories that came up. And I was like, wouldn't this be cool if we did a director's commentary? And I mentioned it as like, it was mentioned as maybe a stream where we watch a few episodes in a stream and then we take that and we maybe put it up on the YouTube channel, or we actually just pre-record our. If you don't know what a director's commentary is, you get the director who made the movie or whatever it is, and they talk over the footage as the video plays, and we just kind of tell all the stories about what we experienced while making the series. If you guys were interested in something like that, I think what I'll do is I'll put a vote in the description on my channel, so over on the XP Gamers, and you know what? If you guys want to just go ahead and put that link into your guys' descriptions as well, and we'll get a vote on if people want to see that released and maybe how they would like to see it. So either as a live stream format that will eventually become a video, or just straight to video director's commentary where we all just kind of BS and have a good time and talk over this first season of Space Engineers Group Survival.
And I think that it's an opportunity for you as a community to also ask us some questions as well. I think we could have a good section where we could ask us about certain characters, or we can't reveal anything about plots, of course. We want you to figure that out. That's part of the fun of the series. But I'm pretty sure revealing some behind the scenes shenanigans fun would be perfectly answerable, in my opinion.
Potatoes AMA. That needs to
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah, potatoes. Oh
Potatoes,
man,
ask me anything. I love it.
Oh yeah, we've got some
I'm
stories.
not sure how good
still.
responses you're going to get.
Something about umbrellas, I'm sure.
No response is guaranteed. Quality
Well,
not guaranteed.
That sounds like a plan, so let's hit that up, get some votes in. Cheers, folks.
All right, guys,
Neat.
if you enjoyed the video, hit the thumbs up button, subscribe to the channels for all of your Space Engineers story goodness. How about that? Like my outro there?
It
Yeah,
was sweet.
Just
Yeah.
So
like
good.
butter.
Just smooth as silk.
Except-
I've just
And I-
noticed we forgot to get rid of the medical bay that was supposed to be like we used to color our suits at the start. It's just
it's
in
fine.
the station at the back. Anyway, thanks for watching, folks. Yeah, it's been good. Looking
We'll
forward
see
to
you
the next
guys
season.
in
We'll
the
see you
next
guys
season.
in the next season.
Later.
Yeah, yep. Thanks, guys, for watching. And if you're interested in the hype train in the background, we don't have the station up yet, but we do have the train up on the workshop, so you can go and download that. That was really fun back from our Patchology episode. So anyway, guys, thanks again for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
Hooah!